Alright, so quick unboxing video of the Zongshen 190cc 2V engine that I'm going to be putting in the 1970 CT70. Wanted to do this not just for the YouTube channel but also for documentation because there's a big oil stain on this side and there's some oil stains down here in the corner. So let's open it up. Alright, so a whole bunch of electricals that come with the kit. I didn't realize it, but it also comes with an oil cooler, which is awesome. This box has the air manifold. Looks like the chain guard, kickstart, and gear shifter. Oil lines for the oil cooler, carburetor, and I think all that's left now is the engine. So let's see where the oil is coming from. Yeah, there seems to be a dent here. I don't know if this has to do with the oil or not. So I don't think the oil's coming from here, at least not all the oil, but there's a crack right here and a gash here on the shifter. The shifter seems to move, but not sure about this crack here, and it's weird, there's a little blue mark on it, kind of like it was already noted that that's there. Alright, so I reached out to Steady Garage and they concurred that this damage was probably done in shipping. Actually, as I look back at the box, I could see both on the outside and on the inside where it must have actually hit and gone through the double layered cardboard to create the damage here. So they were pretty cool. They said that I could either ship this back and they'd send me out another one, or they could send me out just this clutch cover assembly. And I figured, given as heavy as this is and how easily it seemed to get damaged just in the shipping, I figure it's easier and safer for both I and Steady Garage if they just sent me out the clutch cover, because it looks pretty straightforward to replace. Just these bolts going around the edge. Should just be a matter of popping it off and popping the new one on. So that issue seems to be resolved. I actually have that box here. Might as well do an unboxing within this unboxing video. Alright, looks good. It actually also looks new. There's no oil in it, but it looks like the right piece and isn't damaged here, which is the most important thing. So I'll go ahead and pop this new one on. The only difference I noticed is that it has a different colored oil cap. Seemed to like the black one better anyway. So engine part figured out. I'll get this new one buttoned up. But let's take a look at the other parts that came with the engine in a little more detail that I didn't bother to do when I was trying to figure out whether or not I'm keeping this engine, but now that I am, let's take a look at that stuff. Alright, so here's the oil cooler that comes with it. I'm not too much a fan of the grill that's on top. It may be able to come off. I don't know if the overall shape and size is going to look right on the bike that I'm putting together, but it's neat that it comes with it. And same for the oil cooler lines that it comes with. Nice stainless steel lines, but since it comes in a predefined length, I'd be surprised if it happens to work perfectly in my application. I mean, I'm sure it would work, but I'd like to have my lines a little neater. And on the Monkey, for example, on the oil cooler there, I've just been building custom lines, which would probably be the case here too. Either way though, I am planning on running an oil cooler, and it's cool that it comes with this stuff. If I don't end up using it on this bike, I'll use it on another, or possibly throw it up on eBay. I'm not gonna open up this all the way. This is just the air intake manifold. The one thing that I noticed that kind of sucks is it looks like that gasket is folded in half there, so I'm not sure if it has any integrity left, but being the air intake gasket, not as critical. It's not fluids, or at least liquid fluids, that are running through it, so I'm not as worried about that. But nothing interesting about this, but good that it came with it. Here's the shifter. It looks okay. It has a chrome finish on it that isn't that isn't great. Again, something that I'll probably replace with an aftermarket part. I actually think this kickstarter is really cool though. I like that this doesn't have a rubber cover on it and it's just all chrome. The condition of this chrome actually looks a little bit better, and I'll probably be keeping this on the bike. But I saw this in other pictures and I thought that it looked neat, and in person it looks pretty good. And then here's the carb. It says Keihin. I'm not sure if it's authentic or a knockoff. I'm never clear on these Chinese carburetors, whether they're legit or not. I'm gonna assume it's not. This is actually a really big one though. Just for comparison, this is the one that came, I think, on one of the Life-in motors. But if you look how big the head difference is there, and see if I can open this up. You know, looking through the ports there, it's considerably different in size. But again, this engine is considerably bigger, so obviously would need more air running through it. Overall finish of this carburetor is pretty nice. It does have only one fuel intake, so I'll have to have some type of petcock to switch between the primary and reserve fuel tanks. I assume this thing here is a choke. And one thing that I dislike about this that I'll see if I can't replace is that this comes straight up instead of having a 90-degree bend. And for the CT70, I want it to come alongside the frame, not go straight up. So I'll probably be looking for a solution to get this into a 90 or at least 45-degree bend. So finally, there's this big bag of parts that I've been meaning to open up, but have been waiting just in case I had to return the whole engine, including these parts. I believe this is a clutch cable, which is cool that it comes with it. 12-volt coil. I believe this is the relay for the starter motor. Kit comes with a throttle cable. This part of the harness is for, I believe, engine on and off and engine start. This is super cheap plastic though. I could 3D print something that looks much better than this, but there's lots of casting marks, and yeah, this looks absolutely terrible. So not something that I'm going to put on the bike, but I'm actually surprised how junky this looks. Looks like the negative terminal is also pulled out of this particular connector, but most of the other pieces seem of a lot higher quality than this, but this piece is pretty disappointing. And then it otherwise comes with a pretty comprehensive wiring harness. I'm hoping one of these are provisioned for a key, because I am going to have a key in this setup. But assuming so, it looks like it's got everything that most of these 12-volt harnesses usually cost $20 or $30. So it's great that it came with it. Again, as long as I can verify that it's got all of the connections that I need. CDI and full wavelength rectifier. Oh, and I guess I answered my own question. It actually comes with a setup for a key. This one actually looks super janky, but since it has the connections, it's something that I'll be able to purchase another one and wire it up for. But it comes with both the ignition and a set of keys. And actually, maybe I'll try this first to see how well that it works. But just looking at it, it's all plastic. And it doesn't have the threaded nut that goes on the outside to kind of close that gap between the ignition and the frame. But it's neat that it actually does come with it. So a pretty comprehensive kit. I mean, short of the throttle itself and brake levers, I think this is most of the control stuff that I need to put onto the bike. So pretty excited with what the kit comes with. Again, disappointed that I had to deal with waiting for a new clutch cover, but that's the benefit of ordering from some place like Steady Garage, where they take care of you pretty quickly. I actually did see this for a couple $100 less if I ordered it straight from China, but I imagine if that was the case and I had this damage, and coming all the way from China, probably much more prone to damage, that I'd probably be out of luck. I doubt that they would have shipped me out a new clutch cover, let alone 2-day shipping via FedEx. So happy with the purchase and excited to get it on the bike. I'm going to get the new clutch cover popped on, and it'll probably be another week or so before I actually get it onto my CT frame. But hopefully within the next several weeks I'll have a first start, and we'll see how this engine runs. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. I've got a whole build series on this 1970 CT70 build that I'm doing. This one's going to be a little more exciting than some of the other classic builds I've done. But I actually have 3 other builds on this channel. Again, all a little more classic than this one. But if you're interested, please check out those videos. And if you haven't yet, subscribe below and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks.